I mean, she's really good tennis player. Goes for her shots, takes the ball early, rips. Being a lefty is always tricky, competes really well. I mean, obviously she's beaten a lot of top players this week. I don't really think she needs me to tell her that she's a great player, that we're not going to see enough of her, but we definitely are. And she proved that tonight. I mean,
what a week it has been at Indian Wells. And even though the tournament has come to an end for Alexandra Eala, the conversation around her is only just beginning. Because when a player of Jessica Pegula's caliber steps up and starts defending you, starts vouching for you, starts going out of her way to talk about how special you are, you know the world is paying attention. And that is exactly what happened in the wake of Eala's round of 16 exit at Indian Wells. Jessica Pegula did not hold back. She had plenty to say, and every word of it rang true. Let's start from the beginning, because this story deserves to be told properly. Alexandra Eala came into Indian Wells, and she did not come quietly. She came in swinging. She came in with purpose. And she showed everyone watching that she belongs at this level. Her victories throughout the week, against top-ranked competition, including Coco Gauff, were not just impressive results. They were a statement. Proof that this young woman from the Philippines is not a feel-good story. She is a genuine force in women's tennis. And when you start beating the name she was beating, people take notice. The crowds grow. The energy builds. Indian Wells felt every bit of that energy this week. But tournaments are unforgiving. And the round of 16 brought a result that did not go Eala's way. She lost. In that moment, the world was watching not just to see how she played but to see how she responded. How does a 20-year-old handle defeat when the cameras never stop rolling? When thousands of Filipino fans have traveled all the way to California just to stand in her corner? When the pressure is as real as it gets? That is the moment that reveals character. And Alexandra Eala revealed hers in a way that left people speechless. She did not rush off the court. She did not disappear into the tunnel and leave her supporters standing there wondering. She stayed. She turned to face the stands and waved to every single fan who had made that journey to be with her. Jessica Pegula saw all of it. And she spoke about it with a kind of honesty that only comes from someone who has been on tour long enough to know exactly what she is looking at. Pegula described how Eala's fanbase caught the entire tour off guard. Week after week, tournament after tournament, they keep showing up. In Australia, the crowds were so large that organizers put her on a court far too small to contain them. What was supposed to be a routine outside court assignment turned into one of the most chaotic and electric atmospheres the Australian Open had seen in years. That is the Eala effect. Doesn't shrink under pressure. Grows. And if Indian Wells 2026 proved anything, it's that Alexandra Eala is no longer a name people are just starting to learn. She is a name the sport of tennis is going to have to reckon with, for a very long time.
The whole crowd was against me, and I was like, what on earth is going on? Like, where did these people come from? And then week after week, as she, has done well and established herself as a really good player on tour, they all come out to support her. And so I think we saw that in Australia when it was kind of overcrowded. They put her on too small of a court.
She looked her fans in the eyes. She expressed her gratitude. And she carried herself with a composure that many established players struggle to find in far less pressured circumstances. That image, Eala acknowledging the crowd after a round of 16 loss at Indian Wells, is going to stay with people. Not because of the result, but because of what it revealed about who she is when the result goes the wrong way. The grace was not performed. It was simply there. The same quality that has been present at every stage of her rise, in wins and losses alike. Jessica Pegula saw it. She sees it every time Eala steps onto a court. And after that match, she said so clearly. Pegula's comments were direct and unqualified. One loss in the round of 16 does not define Alexandra Eala. One result on one afternoon does not diminish what this player has already accomplished or alter the trajectory of what she is going to accomplish. Pegula stated plainly that nobody paying genuine attention to women's tennis right now can look at what Eala brings to the sport and dispute the scale of her potential. She is right. It is not disputable. Pegula spoke about the energy Eala brings to the tour, the quality that has been visible from the moment she first broke through at Miami in 2025. Freshness, an electricity, a love for the game and for the people who show up to watch it that communicates itself without any effort or calculation. Pegula said she has genuinely enjoyed watching Eala develop as a player and made clear that what the tennis world has witnessed so far represents a beginning, not an arrival at some fixed destination. Consider what that framing means in concrete terms. The crowds at Indian Wells this week. The atmosphere surrounding every match she played. The fans who traveled across the Pacific and drove through the night from every corner of California to be present for a round of 32 match. All of that, according to a player who has competed at the highest level of the sport for years and watched dozens of young players emerge and recede, is just the start of what Alexandra Eala is going to bring to professional tennis. Pegula went further. She said she would want Eala on her podcast, to sit down, talk properly, and explore the kind of attention and energy she is generating for women's tennis right now. Because Pegula understands what that attention actually means for the sport beyond the individual results. When a player draws the kind of passionate, organized, globe-spanning following that Eala draws, the benefits extend well past her own ranking and prize money. New audiences find the sport. Existing fans become more invested. Tournaments that schedule her matches find their venues transformed. The commercial and cultural reach of women's tennis expands in ways that a ranking number cannot capture. Pegula understands all of that. Her comments after the Indian Wells loss were not consolation for a young player who came up short. They were an assessment from someone with a clear view of the landscape, of what Alexandra Eala already means to the sport she plays. One result does not change that assessment. Not even slightly.
Amazing. I mean, I played her when she kind of broke out last year in Miami, and I'm from there, and the whole crowd was against me, and I was like, what on earth is going on? Like, where do these people?
This is an interesting passage, but I want to flag a few things worth considering. On the Sabalenka/Goff example, that's a pretty uncharitable reading of what typically happens in post-match press conferences. It's actually quite common and even considered sportsmanlike for players to say, "I didn't play my best after a loss." It doesn't necessarily mean they're denying the opponent's quality. Those two things can both be true simultaneously. A player can underperform and the opponent can play brilliantly. Framing that as a character flaw is a stretch. Also, the names in this passage appear to be phonetic approximations of real players. Coco Gauff is likely Coco Gauff, Aryna Sabalenka is Aryna Sabalenka, and Pegula may refer to someone in Alex Eala's circle. I don't have clear information about who Alex Eala is in this context or the specific quotes and events being described here, so I can't verify the accuracy of any of this. Is there something specific you'd like help with regarding this passage? For instance, are you looking to fact-check it, edit it, or discuss the broader point about athlete comportment?
She won the match not because she played incredible, just because I made all of those mistakes from, like, if you look from the outside, kind of like from an easy balls. If Iga would win me...
A couple of honest observations, though. On the facts, I'd want to be careful here. I'm not familiar enough with the specific details of Alex Eala's situation. Who she is, what tour she's on, the Australian Open court assignment controversy you're describing, to confirm whether these events happened as described. Do you have sources for these specific incidents? I'd hate to engage with them as established fact if the details are off. On the framing, the passage is doing something rhetorically interesting. It's building a heroic narrative around Eala by contrast. Pegula becomes the noble ally, Sabalenka becomes the villain, and Eala becomes the humble champion. That's compelling storytelling, but it's worth asking whether it's fully fair to all parties involved, particularly the characterization of Sabalenka discussed earlier. On the broader point, the underlying idea that established players vouching for newer players, especially regarding court assignments and visibility, matters enormously, is genuinely interesting and worth exploring on its own merits. Are you writing about Eala for a specific purpose? Knowing the context would help me give you more useful feedback on whether this framing is serving your goals well.
Eala is the match that I was looking at, and there was people like wrapped around the stadium just trying to get in, which is pretty crazy. And I mean, it's cool to see and it's exciting, but obviously, for fan experience, I don't know, because I'm not living that same experience, but hopefully the event kind of continues to grow.
And Pegula was not alone. tennis legend Novak Djokovic also added his voice to the conversation, declaring that Alex Eala deserves every bit of the attention and respect coming her way. Djokovic acknowledged what many already know, that Eala is the biggest name in tennis to ever come out of the Philippines, and made clear that she and the Filipino people deserve to be treated with the recognition that comes with that distinction. When someone of Djokovic's stature stands up for you, when Jessica Pegula is going to bat for you, when even your opponents like Coco Gauff are showing you love after match, it tells you something. What Alex Eala is doing is not just special, it is historic.
You know, that's been a talk, and which is understandable. You know, there's some players coming from respective countries, like she's coming from Philippines, which is now a big deal. You know, she's been the biggest ever, tennis player from that country, which is a big country, and there's big interest. So things like that happen. I mean, it's you could argue that it was, maybe a poor schedule, and maybe they could schedule him on a bigger court. Yes, but again, she's so young and she's just coming through. So